Inshallah and Ashe. Welcome to the wisdom of a Wednesday. And the mind is a tool for good or for worse, isn't it? And our mental point of view, our mental clarity is coming to the stage, our solar plexus. So how do you talk to yourself with that inside voice? How do you think of yourself with that inside voice? So our mind is flowing through a variety of channels today, many different thoughts and ingredients creating through those thought chains. So it's a great musing idea to focus in on how your inner voice, that dialogue, what you say to yourself, it also may be affecting the relationship with yourself, how you relate to yourself. So you may spend some time and space in your memoirs, your personal memoirs, remembering those times when those thoughts have had, what the thoughts that you've had about yourself have held you from the golden door of opportunities. So these are the patterns of thought that are in the streams of change, shifting these thought patterns that are not in alignment of how we are relating to ourselves through that inner voice, that inner dialogue. So if you have positive voice, the positive thought patterns that have held space and assisted you in achieving, those are the thought patterns that are going to be highlighted. They're going to be on the stage. Those are the main ingredients that we have access to. And the moon, the goddess of the night, is in the season of Scorpio, Pluto. So Scorpio moons have deep emotions. They run very deep. So our thoughts may just hitchhike a ride onto them, going into the ride of their life in a way. But the Scorpio moon seeks safety, protection, security, emotional safety. So it's a great idea to find or be with somebody you can wholeheartedly trust, feel safe with, especially in your energetic field and your physical field, in order for it to open up. Their otherworldly perspective may just lift you up out into the clouds even, where thoughts and emotions have those heartfelt, and they feel differently, heartfelt feeling differently. With that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host, a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of it all, coined by my friend Rich on a trip to Mongolia. But my intention is to utilize these indigenous technologies along with the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint, and navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms, elemental, imaginal, into, and through the shamanic portal, our eighth energetic center, the soul star, and the subtle realms, and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals, the otherworldly kind, to really add to your juice, the sauce of your main stage ingredients, your personal container, your personal medicine, your prime directive, that inner genius, just really assisting you in discovering and navigating your personal medicine, the star that I believe we all are, reintroducing you through and to the magical being, that starlight that resides within, so your light shines even brighter. No need to dim it down. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. So if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do, YouTube or otherwise. Referring a friend, liking and sharing, as always, authentically heartfelt in the corridor, the venue. Tanya D on YouTube, Musing with Tanya D on my podcast. My new podcast is up for Jophiel, the angelic being of the season of Libra, and also on Instagram and some private groups where I may be streaming just right now. And also a big shout out to the community, the village, the tribe, to my new subscribers. Thank you again for that, and blessings as always. And also another big shout out to those of you that have been part of my journey, participating since the beginning. I do see you, hear you, and heartfelt gratitude to you as well. And also, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the bell button so you too are notified. And remember, a comment, a share does get you a message for your day to get you out the doorway and on your way. It really does help with the algorithm to echo out to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe. Insights of the other world, the world of spirit, the cosmic highway, the elementals, source, and so much more. And you can also find me on other social channels like TikTok, Instagram. But if your soul is nudging you to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, the world of source, head on over to my musing corridor. This is my library in the sky, a digital library, I should add. If you have any questions there, it's a venue where you have some amazing options to assist you and to guide you, a private sacred circle, a tribe, a community as well. I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we do need an otherworldly perspective, seeing through a different set of eyes, a coach, a life coach assistant to get us out of our own way. So with that, just a few announcements, and I do have the options here for our choices. This is all tools. I know it looks like a splash pad or something, but we have mechanic tools up there on the left or the right. We also have woodworking tools and some paint brushes. Those are your options for the messages today. But again, a few announcements. The door is open to utilize your intuitive gifts and your psychic abilities, the energy world muscles, if you will, bringing spirit to matter, changing our stars, or at least activating the star that we are. That is on the energetic highway. So what is the star that you are? So when we begin to merge the energy body and the subtle energy body with our physical and our soul, we then become the being, the star that we are. That's what we become. It's a lot of work though, right? So it's about loving our shadows and all of us. So we do have to create some sacred space, energetic boundaries. They're a necessity. But Change Your Stars is on the highway. And if you have yet to see the early bird offering, that is out there. And the meditation circle is coming this Sunday, streaming in. You can join that as well. It's the season of Libra, where we open up our chalice, our heart space, to receive the blessings of our soul's harmonics. And last but not least, if your soul is nudging you, maybe tugging or pulling at you, your prime directive, your inner genius, that personal medicine is calling out for a one-on-one. The art of Cowry shell divination. This was brought to the West by Elder Melodoma Somé of the Dagara tribe in West Africa, Burkina Faso, in Dano. But Melodoma Somé is an African shaman who's brought this ancient art, this wisdom, these indigenous technologies to the West. And I've been a protege, a student of elders. I continue to be of soul service to this wisdom, these ancient technologies. But your personal medicine, this is discovering our inner genius, the elementals, the realm of our ancestors, the cosmic debris, those energetic hiccups, the forces of adversity even. But things happen for us, not necessarily to us. And the main arena, the main stage of interest is literally our ancestors, its source, it's the other world, it's our dream state, but the realm of the ancestors. And then we dive deeper into the forces of adversity and discourse to see where things are all playing out. So be sure to schedule a session if your soul is pulling or nudging you to invest in your personal medicine, your inner genius, to get you on your way. And I will be of soul service to you as well. But being that our mind, both sides, the intuitive and the logical, along with our attitude, our inner voice dialogue, they're elevated, I should say, an optimistic perspective. That's kind of what's online. So our thoughts may be loud, accented, like you can hear them boisterous, like a announcer. Maybe you're being pulled into the depths of the Scorpio moon, the conversation, a deeper conversation within yourself, or even maybe you're going down the rabbit hole. Be sure to follow the white rabbit, but the mental administrative channel, the one we would avoid usually. So it's a reflective day with the moon in Scorpio to reflect on or examine even our inner thoughts that we have about ourselves, that inner voice. So how we speak to ourselves, that inside voice, the way we think about ourselves. We often don't give credit to the voice inside of us, the way we speak to ourselves, that inner language. On the inside, it reflects itself to the outside, that outer opinion and the will. And think, thoughts are a program, a thought pattern initiated, continually voicing that opinion inside of us. So it's about reprogramming those opinions, the thoughts, the language, and the tonality of them. It's energetically more than vitally important to our inner field, our mood, even for our growth potentials and the derivative of what success looks like. So you may have had a self-realization yesterday that how you are partnering with yourself needs some improvement, how you relate to yourself. Maybe you need a modification, a self-image update, some beautification. Maybe you have grown over, those energetic hiccups over the past year, and now your thoughts aren't giving you soul correct credit or a derivative of something you deserve. Or maybe even the way you think of yourself is not really assisting your situation and how you're relating to yourself. It's more hindering or pulling you back. But whatever patterns inside of yourself in relating to who we are, whatever that is, really taking time and space to recognize, go into some self-reflection, this inside voice, that dialogue for what it is, allow it to come up with a new optimistic voice or attitude in your inner world, your inner life, whatever that looks like for you. But on the inner highway, it kind of collaborates as well. The elemental highway, we've got a young wood monkey. It's a Yaya Shen of a day. But at the hour of the dog, we're going to have a metal direction, which is the west. This is helpful people, our ancestors, it's creativity, it's children. But the monkey and the tiger clash. So the elementals that are hidden and in storage are released. So we're going to have more water come to the stage. We've got the big sun coming and more earth as the prime directive. But our day is a large, wise tree. It's born in the season of the rooster. So a young wood person energetically needs all of the elements to flourish, water to nourish its roots, more friends to offer ideas and visions, etc., fire to shine the light on it, warming it up, and the earth to hold the roots, give it foundation, and of course the metal to trim and prune our tree. But our day does need the sun, the yang fire, to create activities, take actions, initiating or taking those visions out to the world. It could be yin or yang fire. You could do a candle meditation, but fire, definitely fire. And the missing stage ingredient is fire and maybe some earth, warm earth, dry earth, yin earth, but there is a bit, all that water is actually, and the metal is creating kind of like a mud bog with the water, the hidden water, which is growing as we are kind of at the peak of the metal season, heading into the winter. But our neighboring talent, that's communication, storytelling. It's perfect for salespeople, for persuading people to buy things they really don't want, actually, or need for that matter. Also acting and writing, which is also a wood ingredient. Wood elementals or writing and other creative skills, artistry, wood crafting with wood even. But it's combining with the year, the talent or the gift even. We have the poet, which is influencing our ancestors and our lineage. So this is a gift that could be used around the entire world, internationally or globally. But poets are highly attuned with their inner feelings, their empathy channel. They have a very sensitive nature, the sacral, and often they're able to express their emotions through poetry and songwriting, creating ballads. They're often involved in charity and humanitarian or social work. So we do have this highly poetic day of communication. But fire, the element of fire, the ethers, star, etc., stuff like that. So just pay attention to what your mind thinks of yourself. That's also metal. Also metal, the derivative of metal, how we are talking to ourselves, that inside voice, really uncovering what the current situation is and what you can do to really improve it, observing our thoughts as they float by in those clouds, uncovering the attitudes within ourselves that's not really serving us and replacing it with a positive one. So if you find that while you're observing in your observation station, that your mind holds a specific attunement or a language or an attitude about yourself inside of yourself, kind of realize that that attitude may come from the feelings, the depths of Scorpio that we're holding about ourselves, maybe under the rug or in the background or through a different door even. With every attitude that unfolds today, let's unfolding, just really ask yourself, what's the feeling behind the attitude? Streaming in optimistic thoughts into your inner venue, really. So that's pretty curious, actually. Gosh, I got a scratchy throat. You could tell it's on the highway. Okay, so back to our tools. We've got mechanic tools, wood carving tools, the nature of the Yaya, our day, and painting, which is also artistic painting. That's more earthy, actually. Excuse me. So those are your options. But the messages of the day, I brought in the muse or the creator to be online because our mind's online. So that's kind of what I was going with there as well. So if you chose, I'm going to go with the mechanic tools first, actually. Here we go. So you have the inflow with money of all things, the 43. So do you believe you belong with or inflow of money? Are you in a resonance with the flow that you belong, believing it to be true? So when you get into the flow of law of attracting and heartfelt believing, those wishful thinkings, I suppose, then the channel of spirit is going to open us up to receive the flow of the abundance and the prosperity. So what are your thoughts about that? So this is scarcity thinking. It's a scarcity mindset. It's entertaining a poverty mindset, actually. Possibly seeing money as dirty or evil, believing that you're not worthy of being wealthy. Many hardworking dream chasers, they're postponed from reaching their dreams because of the money stories they've been telling themselves. So it's our subconscious beliefs around prosperity and what it means to find success. It really hinders or helps our ability to take in material abundance. So it's like, are we aligned with the sacred flow of money? It's energy. Can good people be rich and abundant? Do you give and receive money easily? Do you believe that money is the root of the problem or a symptom of it? Two sides of the coin. So really stepping into this flow by actively seeking those positive feelings around wealth and remembering that your money mindset is deep breath, take a pause. It's a reflection of our own self-worth. Do we deserve it? So really aligning our beliefs around how our energy should be compensated with bounty, a bountiful, and really turning our bank account into a alignment with this model of reality, bringing energy to matter. So if that feels uncomfortable, which often it sure does, right? It's time to dig into why, sweet soul creator, and engage into some energetically rich, abundantly thinking so that you can get yourself into the flow of abundance and prosperity. So this is going to bolster or even create a sustainable environment from what we're creating. So allowing our work and to thrive in the best version of who we are. Money generally is not the root of our problems. It never is. But really, how does that statement make you feel? And if you could rewrite your money story, what would that be? What would it be? I would say join the Witcher's waitlist to monetize your medicine, because that's kind of all it is. It's about creating flow, getting in alignment, cleansing each of our chalices, and going through that. Okay, so now if you chose the carving tools, the woodworking, which is actually wood in nature, where metal is mechanics in nature, you get fierce serenity, which I love. That lion, I hope you can see the lion, a fierce lion, by the way. The 8. So this is like ready to commit to a boundary or decide on a boundary, for that matter, creating a boundary and trusting in the decisions that you're making, trust in your personal commitment, and engaging in setting those boundaries, energetic or otherwise. It's time to commit to ourselves and decide to relate to ourselves first, literally marrying yourself, the me first kind of a thing. So this is strength, it's quiet force, it's determination, it's the energy even of the pacifist, it's willpower, self-control, having a pure, authentic heart, emotional intelligence, loving leadership. It's the inner authority to lead ourselves in a grounded calmness with infinite patience and having a gentle soul, even being a peaceful warrior. If you've read that book or seen that movie, the book is awesome. But fierce serenity, it's really a quality that's embodied by being that peaceful warrior, by the majestic beauty of a resting lion, right? They're in that serenity. It's a feeling of power and one of flexible calmness and the center of a raging storm, which a Scorpio moon can feel that way, regardless of any fear or vulnerability. So it's a message reminding us that we are strong enough to handle all of these situations and to stand up for ourselves with love and courage and insist on integrity. These are my go-tos, right? Both from ourselves and from others. So when the world around you is challenging your inner peace, your calm, what gives you strength amid all this crazy uncertainty? And rooting deeply into that truth as being fiercely grounded is going to change the outcome of our current events, to be grounded. So now's not the time for like that brute force. Lead with heart, lead with love. The gentle serenity is going to project, and it's going to be a steady force that will allow you to remain really unshakable on solid ground, just channeling love from the center of a pure, authentic heart. And blessing the quiet strength of our pure soul. It's going to prevail when it's given the chance to shine in the face of adversity or the forces of adversity. So how would your situation change if we were to let go of the small stuff And what are some of your must-haves? And what could you compromise on? So the peaceful warrior, that archetype, is whispering through these actions of extraordinary people like Gandhi, Mother Teresa, even Martin Luther King. You see these people. So is there somebody who represents fierce serenity to you? And we all have this energy inside of us. So where can you welcome more of it into your life and holding ground? Being in that observation station here, this is where we kind of come to when we're observing things. So with that, if you chose the paint brushes, which is kind of earthy artistry, paint brushes, manifesting, walls, earth. I'm thinking actually in feng shui, the mountain, it's mountain energy. We have water stars and mountain stars. Sorry, that's where my mind tends to go. However, we've had this card before, this probably the last time on an energy day like today, but this is you are epic, and the 4 boundaries or protection around where we heart feel we belong or don't belong. So what do you belong attracting, or in this case, not belong attracting? It is otherworldly. Or what is the universe actually attracting or trying to flow to you, and you're energetic bumping it out of your way, out of fear maybe. But just knowing that we are epic, you are epic. This is being rigid. It's not leaving space for serendipity. It's even being overly pragmatic, if you know what I'm talking about, and working hard and overextending yourself, maybe even undervaluing yourself, since we had the money card, but unconsciously blocking our own personal epic journey, our epic life, our epic story. It's like, can you see it yet? It's like just over the horizon, the sun, right? And you are at a point where you have the wisdom and you have the experience to truly, authentically make it happen. Having that stamina and the hard work, they're going to be paying off. So we're being called to bring order from any chaos that we may have been experiencing. It's time to really take that authentic leadership role and just hold the ship, the steering wheel of your own life, and navigating through it confidently in all of those areas that maybe you've yet to explore. It's like we're ready to handle it. Be strategic as you map out your route. I'm thinking of a star. I'm seeing a ship. It's crazy. And as you build this future, know that your guides and your angels, that's like your divine support team. They're supporting this evolution, this dream. And the universe is offering us a moment to, even a chance to steer towards our epic success that we've been imagining. We've got the energy of the new moon, right? Birthing forward. So trust in the foundation you're building, the structure of it, as this empire of love and light is surrounding us. We know we're never alone, so don't let the opportunity be muddied in those muddied waters by fear or doubt or even frustration. So dig in with heartfelt determination and head into a new phase of prosperity and growth. So this is like the seed of life on this card. It's bursting forth, bursting open, showing the way, lighting the way. So what seeds did you plant possibly in the spring, I would say, that have yet to bloom? Or what gifts are in the way? What do you need to let go of in order to open the gates of your own personal epic life? Sometimes it's doubt, shame, fear, the coulda, woulda, shoulda, stuff like that. So really what needs to happen so that you receivership. How do we receive, right? This is the epic success that the universe is offering us. So be in receivership. And the Scorpio moon is flavoring these ingredients today. So with our solar plexus and our throat center online, the administration channel, and the telepathy, our voice, our throat center, or our spiritual truths even, our self-image actually too. So you may feel a little bit charged and ready to get some things done today. Your actions may be a little bit all over the place, scattered thought processes, right? But we need to focus. It's going to ground us towards more long-term manifestations that are really going to benefit the entire village in this timeline on New Earth, which is happening and bubbling through. That's why I think the chaos is going on. But your heart may be stirring the cosmic pot, the soup bowl in our relationship sector. So just remember to put your relationship to yourself, how you relate to yourself first, especially in the thought processor, because thoughts can be a tragedy sometimes. The seed sounds of Ram and Ham, those are on today. I would probably be tonalitying them to cleanse out the chalice of each of our energetic centers, the inner will and the outer will, creating sacred boundaries. We need those, especially around thoughts of ourselves and how we are relating to ourselves, those inner voice dialogues, those conversations. Just being mindful of that inner voice and really that conversation. I would center them, I would ground them, and just focus on noticing them, that inner voice. So it's time that we thought higher of ourselves in our attitudes and those thought patterns, the optimistic venue. You know, thoughts create things. So really open up your throat center, your solar plexus. You can utilize collars, you can utilize crystals, and just allow the universal streams to cleanse the chalices, the inner wheels of your energetic centers, front and back, which then begins the new ingredient of self-talk, that inner dialogue, creating an optimistic voice, a looping of positive streams of how we are relating to our inner self, that inner voice. But I would affirm that I'm transforming that voice inside of me to mental clarity, being clear on our mental thoughts, bringing in those positive affirmations. So with all of that, thanks for tuning in, liking, and sharing. I do appreciate that. Join me for Change Your Stars. It's going to be galactic juicy. It's time we lit up our star grid is what I'm sensing and feeling. But with that, I'll see you on the other side as always, which means I will see you tomorrow. Ashe.